In the ancient city of Delphi, there lived a man named Sir Alexander, a nephew of the esteemed magistrate. Sir Alexander's residence was notorious for its strange and supernatural occurrences. One day, Sir Alexander noticed an unfamiliar bench in his home, colored a fleshy red and appearing very smooth. Although he knew that such a bench did not belong in his house, he approached it out of curiosity. As he touched it, the bench felt soft, almost like flesh, and bent under his hand. Startled, he stepped back, only to see the bench begin to move on its own, slowly sinking into the wall until it vanished. Soon after, he spotted a white staff leaning against the wall, clean and polished. When he tried to hold it, the staff collapsed and slithered into the wall like a snake, eventually disappearing as well. In the year of our Lord 1578, a scholar named Edward came to live at Sir Alexander's house to teach. One evening, as the lamps were just being lit, Edward was lying on his bed when he suddenly saw a tiny figure, about 3 inches tall, enter the room. The small person circled the room briefly before leaving. Shortly after, the small person returned with 2 tiny benches and placed them in the hall, resembling toys made of straw. Moments later, 2 small figures brought in a miniature coffin, about 4 inches long, and set it on the benches. As they were arranging it, a lady, clad in mourning attire, entered, accompanied by several tiny maids. They were all just as small as the previous figures. The lady, dressed in somber garments, with a belt of rough cloth and her head wrapped in linen, covered her mouth with her sleeve as she wept softly, her cries resembling the buzzing of a large fly. Edward watched in horror, his hair standing on end as if frost had covered his body. Overcome with fear, he screamed and fell from his bed, shaking uncontrollably, unable to stand. Hearing his cries, others in the house rushed to his aid, but by the time they arrived, the strange figures had vanished.